I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. We had a pretty good Christmas over here. We exchanged some fun gifts, and like always, some of the gifts that we exchanged had a 80s or 90s theme to them, and I thought I would share some of them with all of you. In particular, a record that my wife got for me that I haven't listened to yet. I've been waiting to listen to it with all of you for the first time. And we'll listen to that in a couple of minutes. But first, I wanted to share some of these other gifts with all of you. So first off, my son got me this cool puzzle from a website that some of you have probably heard of, 80stees.com. I don't know if I'm gonna take this apart and put it back together because it's really cool the way it is. You know, I wanna be able to display it. And my son said he really doesn't care what I do with it. He just liked the design and wanted to get it for me. So yeah, cool little puzzle. I'm not a really big collector of Funko Pops. I have a couple. I have all the Prince Funko Pops and the Pee-wee's Playhouse Funko Pops. But beyond that, I try not to get any, although I'll admit every once in a while I see one that I really have to resist getting. They do have some cool characters. When these two came out, I had to really resist it, but my wife went ahead and she got them for me for Christmas. I'm glad she did. These are the Kid and Play Funko Pops. And what makes these really cool is they're doing the Kid and Play dance. If these were just like normal Kid and Play figures just standing there, I don't think I'd really care. But the fact that they're doing the Kid and Play dance is what makes them really awesome. So yeah, my wife got these for me and I really like them. And then we got my son a couple of books. This one, What Would Skeletor Do? So we kind of bought this blindly. We saw it on Amazon and it seemed cool. The title seemed cool. It looked cool. So we just kind of went ahead and grabbed it without really doing much research on it. And then when he opened it up on Christmas, I read through it and I don't know, I wasn't really impressed. And then I think the next day my son read it and I asked him, how do you like your Skeletor book? And his voice went high and he said, oh, it's good. And so I knew he was lying. So yeah, I don't know, we're not really into this one. I don't know. It's a cool, just, you know, that it's a collection of different He-Man images and stuff. But other than that, we weren't really entertained by it. But I don't know, maybe that's just us. Maybe you would like it, or maybe you own this and you enjoy it. This, however, Weird Al coloring book. And we grabbed this for our son, who's a huge Weird Al fan, and we knew he would like it, but he actually said that this was his favorite Christmas gift that he got. We got him two, one to color in and one to save. And I colored a bunch of pages with him, and it's a really cool coloring book. So if you're a Weird Al fan, I recommend grabbing this. One more book that we got him, the Ghostbusters art book. And this book is massive and it's really cool. This one definitely not a disappointment. There's a ton of really cool Ghostbusters art in here. And if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you have to have this book. One more thing before we take a listen to the record. We already have an original NES, and we also have a Nintendo emulator where we can play any Nintendo game. So we really didn't have much use for this next item, but it just looked really cool, and so I had to grab it. And well, let me take this out of here first. So this is a mini Nintendo. This is the front of it, that's the top, and that's the controller. To be honest, the colors, the look of it was just what got me. I just thought it looked really cool, so I grabbed it just for that reason. So there's a mini Nintendo, and the games go right in here. We've been playing Wrecking Crew a lot the last week or so. The game just goes right in there and just plugs right into your TV, and you're good to go. It doesn't have any preloaded games, so you have to have original Nintendo cartridges. We've been playing it like almost every day, and we haven't had any problems with it. It's played every game flawlessly. I have noticed a couple of times where like I'll be pushing a button and it maybe doesn't react right away, but I kind of remember having that same problem on the original Nintendo system. So I think that's more of just the games versus the system. It has regular RCAs that plug right into your TV, and then that's it, you're good to go. So this was cool. Oh, and it was really, really cheap. You can pick this up on Amazon for really cheap. So maybe you don't have an original Nintendo anymore and you would like one and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is definitely a good way to go. However, if you don't have original games, I've noticed that those are going up in price. So, okay, so now let's get to the record. And this is it right here. Tiffany, I Think We're Alone Now, picture disc vinyl. And what this is, this came out in September of 2021, and it's all recent recordings. She does her hits from the 80s, and then she covers some other 80s hits. Obviously, the main thing that attracted me to this is the artwork, and I'm sure that's what they were going for. They knew that they were going to, you know, people like me that are very 80s nostalgic, they were going to get their attention with this artwork. The front right there, it's got the picture of Tiffany, but on the back, it's got a really cool 80s design. It's just a really cool looking vinyl. Me personally, I'm a really big fan of colored vinyl and picture discs and just really cool looking vinyl. So as soon as I saw this, I had to have it. My wife made it happen. So like I said, I'm not really a fan of re-recording old songs. I don't usually like the way it sounds, but we've seen Tiffany live in the recent years. She still has a really great voice. She sounds good. So these might sound great. Like I said, I haven't listened to it yet. I've been waiting to listen to it with all of you. We're gonna put it on the record player right now. Okay, so here we go. We've got it on the turntable. The first song should be I Think We're Alone Now, of course. The big hits. Sounds good so far. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. You know, her voice obviously sounds different. She's a lot older. It still sounds great. She's got a great voice. It just sounds different, but overall it sounds good. The vinyl itself sounds good, really good sound. Okay, so the next song is Could Have Been. Sounds great. Well, we saw her in concert like in 2018 or 19, and she did this, just her sitting at a piano. It was really awesome. Okay, next is Venus, of course made famous by Bananarama. Okay, Kids in America, the Kim Wilde song. Intro is a little different. All right, so she's doing something a little different with this one. I'm not a big fan of this one. I mean, it's okay. I prefer the original. Next is Voices Carry, the Till Tuesday song. Okay, again on this one, she kind of did something a little different, made it her own. Again, I prefer the original, probably just because that's the one I've always known, but this isn't bad. Man, this record looks so cool spinning around on the record player. Last song on this side is Forever Young. Let's have some style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies, hoping for the
best, unexpecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Forever young, I wanna be forever young.
This one's really good.
Do you really want to live?
Yeah, she did a really good job with this one. Okay, I just flipped it over onto side 2. This is the side with the really cool 80s designs on it, and man, it just looks so cool spinning around on the turntable. First song on this side is Panic. I believe the Smiths song, but not sounding like the Smiths song just yet. Maybe it's a different Panic. Kind of sounds like Depeche Mode. So, yeah, I don't know what my opinion is on this one. Very different. My opinion doesn't matter. I want to know what Morrissey's opinion is on this. Again, I don't hate it because it kind of sounds like Depeche Mode, so that's cool. Okay, next track, Call Me by Blondie. There's something a little weird in the music, but her voice sounds great. Okay, next is I Saw Him Standing There, another one of her big songs from the 80s. Of course, originally a Beatles tune. Yeah, this is the wrong song. That's why it sounded completely weird to me. This is I Don't Want to Fall in Love. Yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, man, she did something really weird with I Saw Him Standing There. I'm glad that this is not I Saw Him Standing There. Okay, now I Saw Him Standing There. Okay, 2 more tracks. This is The Beat Goes On.
The beat goes on, the beat goes on. Drums keep pounding a rhythm.
Yeah, it sounds fine. I'm not a huge fan of this song. I could take it or leave it, so sounds fine though. So yeah, there you have it. Overall, I think it's a cool record. If you're a Tiffany fan, I recommend it. If you're not a Tiffany fan, you never really cared for her, then you probably wouldn't like this record at all. I think it's a cool little compilation of some of her songs and some other classics that she put her own spin on. Now, obviously, I think probably the biggest reason to buy this record is for the artwork on the vinyl. Otherwise, you could just listen to the original versions of the songs and you'd be just fine. But if you are someone that's into collecting cool looking vinyl, this one definitely looks cool and the songs are a big bonus. Okay, so that's gonna do it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so now. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.